it for. Welcome, everyone. Appreciate everyone being here today. I'm excited to share some things with you in regards to your Google page, your SEO, and ranking higher on Google. And I'll probably share a couple screens on this, but you kind of always wonder, well, how in the world do those people get there? You know, you look at Zillow and you look at, well, how does Zillow be on page one? Well, that's because they're paying probably $1 million to be on every search optimization page and things of that nature. So I'm going to kind of share and show some techniques and things that I've learned that we are doing, and also some new things that I want to implement as well, because things change when you go in and actually look at what Google actually changes. I was kind of not surprised, but impressed. I don't know what the words would be, but they actually had changed some keywords and some things based on some search stuff that people were coming to my site, which was kind of fun to kind of see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So welcome again. Appreciate it. Looks like we have some new people that I haven't seen before. So appreciate you guys being here. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so everybody can see that. And I'll let one more person in right there. So we have one more coming in, but all right. So I want to share this, that I'm going to kind of leave it on this page. If everybody can kind of see it, it may not be as large, but I've got a bunch of tabs open right here that I want to kind of go to and kind of show this for you. So today we're going to be kind of improving our Google ranking. In some of this, you guys might have already, some of I know are brand new. Some of you guys may not even have a Google page. So some of it might be kind of a refresh, or maybe you have a Google page and you've got that all set up of Google My Business, and you haven't really optimized it. So some of it might be for the first few minutes. If you guys have already done some of this stuff, it might be a refresher, but I'm going to throw in some things that are important for you to listen to maybe go back in, because I, even after watching some of these webinars this week, that went back in, and again, as I mentioned, was a little bit surprised. So if you guys haven't set up a Google business, and I don't know if you guys, I can't probably see everyone, but if you could say yes or no if you've set it up or not. But basically, you want to become a trusted business that I want to share kind of what we've got going. You can actually see, and again, I'm not trying to pick on this person, because I just went on some, back east and found this individual person, and I see that she's got some good videos here. But I was looking at kind of just her Google page or her business. Got some reviews, which is nice. But there's things like doesn't even have a website even here. Doesn't even have an opportunity to even reach out on certain things. Doesn't have anything else backlinked that we're going to talk about. I don't see any of her social media handles here. So there's things that you can see when you look at mine, which certainly needs more stuff. But we're going to look at this where you've got it's certified, it's verified, it's got different reviews, it's got my bunch of pictures, it's got my social media links. So you can actually see that we're going to share this screen a little bit here in just a moment as well. I just got to keep moving this box over here. So anybody, I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. You guys can let me know. But if you guys actually just say business.google.com and you do this, now if you have not gone in and registered your business, you might have your name's on the web, your name's on Google somewhere, but if you haven't gone in and actually created a business, this is what you will do, is that you actually go in business.google.com, it pops up, and then it actually kind of shares what location, because it kind of knows that I'm sitting here at this little desk. And you can see that if you are not verified, you need to get verified. And when you create a business, and then please, Jessica, my social media specialist, is down here, maybe somewhere on the bottom. There she is, second to the bottom. If she has anything that she wants to raise her hand or say, hey, Eric, you're doing it wrong, just let me know, Jess, and then we can, help me out here. But what I want to share with you here on this is that you have to, Jessica, when she came on board, she actually said, Eric, what is your business name? And it was real interesting to me. I said, well, I don't know, Eric Hatch, is that not good enough, as a business name? But, I don't have any business license of, Eric Hatch. But so the business license or the business name should have some kind of, what you do. Like if you were a plumber, wouldn't you think you would kind of maybe want the plumber to be kind of inside your business name? If you're an attorney, so maybe like you can see here on this one, I've got Eric Hatch Real Estate. So we kind of created a business name of having the real estate, part of that name. And so Eric Hatch Real Estate. So when you open this up and you notice that you got, here's my, I want to be really clear on this, because when I owned my branch of Century 21, people actually, agents would come in and they would claim the whole entire office. and would verify their whole entire office. So then when other agents would go, so you don't want to get a call from your manager and go, hey, you just kind of claimed your whole entire office, and then now everybody just is calling your office number, and they're calling you directly because you kind of claimed the office. So you can see here, Centerton and Cornerstone, Lake of the Pines, this one's get verified. Yes, there is some verification, but I'm not going to go in here and claim this and commandeer this, because it takes it's a little bit hard to actually unclaim a business if you take this business, and take your office straight away. Now, when this came out, I give kudos to the agents that jumped on this and actually jumped on that to got a bunch of phone calls happening. But you want to find your name, and you want to kind of go in, and you want to hit, and I only put this here so you can see if you're not verified on Google, you need to be verified right there. Now, when you click on that button, if you have not claimed your business and you want to make sure that you do, it's going to come up that you're going to either have, in some cases, they might do a phone call. If they can find you and they feel that they can see you, it could be a phone call. It might be by mail. And if you do by mail, if there's no phone call option, you got to do by mail. Go through it, click it, and a couple days later, maybe 5 to 7 days later, you are going to get this postcard, this little in the mail, that's going to have a Google number on it, a verification code. So it's basically trying to make sure that you are in business, that you are the business, because I'm going to share a couple of things that were happening that actually some second verification stuff they had. So if you get this, if there's no option for even mailing because they can't find your address, and that's why you guys, that maybe some people might put your home address, but that's why it's kind of tricky when you've got 70 agents in one office of how they have the same address. And so Google recognizes that and goes, well, how that is. And that's why when you go in, you put real estate agent and independent contractor and stuff. But if you have no phone call, no mail, and then it will actually open this. And here's a QR code for a little video if you want to take a picture of it, if you want. But it's you can Google it anytime you want to, but she's very explaining kind of what this is. But if you actually have to verify it through a video, you would actually connect on here, and there are some different things that they would require you to do. And I think, let's see if I can find that down here. I don't think I have that one, but it's right here. So basically when you go in, this is the verification that they're going to want. Actually, I'm going to move this guy up here, guys, while I'm sitting here doing this. And this is the verification. They're going to want to, maybe a possible business check. They're going to want an owner, a professional check. They might prefer, want your professional liability. Because I thought it was interesting. Let me see if I can give you my first one, because this is why you have to kind of go back and look at this, because there's my verification. But look what happened here. That's that. Where am I going? I know you're around here somewhere. This is what happened here. So when I went back in and looked at my verification, then you can see that right here, my proof of insurance, it's got, so that puts me only at, 80%. So will Google eventually say, I'm not sending anybody to Eric anymore because I need to update my insurance for my liability insurance. So this is what's crucial, that in July and definitely in January or December-ish, we kind of have another class that we go through every single website, location, and update everything that you can possibly think of needing to update, which we guide you through that, because you want to make sure. So even me doing this week, getting ready for this webinar, that I realized that I need to actually fix that and then change that. So that is on the list there. So you can go through that. And so now basically what happens, let's now say you've got your complete, you're totally up to speed. You've got your business, it's all up and running. If you guys have not claimed your business, please do it. So some of you probably already have. So thank you for listening for a few minutes. And now we're going to get into some Google Business Profile. So this basically is, we're going to get into some categories here is what we're going to do. So here's my business, profile. You can just type in your name, Eric Hatch Real Estate, and this pops up. And I want to share with you a couple things that you got to watch this little thing, the little dot here where it drops down to 2, because there's a couple things I want to share with you. But I want you guys to realize that when there's edit services and categories. And so when you go to profile and you get your profile, you want to make sure that you change this up. I just changed mine again this morning, Jessica, because there's things in here that on the category tag words, which we'll share with in a moment, of could be like striving to be the top agent, or, things of that, maybe that Google and other buyers and sellers are searching for. But you've got, an opening date, phone number, you want a website, because you literally, if you don't come in here and fill this in, if you guys have created a business, you claimed your business, but you haven't come in to actually, put a map here on this, what areas that you serve. So, and glance at this, because when I actually logged into this, 2 days ago, they actually asked me if I wanted to increase my service areas, and gave me 2 additional locations, Brownsville, which is pushing a little bit for me, but it's just right. Some of it I will take, some of it I won't. So it asked me if I wanted to take some more areas. You could do business hours. You can customize this if you wish to. I know that, like, that one girl says open 24 hours. I mean, is she really going to be open 24 hours? Sometimes as real estate agents, we might feel that we work 24 hours, but I would just, give some kind of clarity of what that is. Now, somebody gonna, not call me because they see I closed at 8 p.m. Probably not, but you can change this up. It talks about, from the, business, you can I've got wheelchair accessibility, in my office, you can just put whatever the highlights that you kind of want to do. So make sure that you come in here and you actually put these, this profile information and update that on that, because if you don't, then it's not going to, like, crawl, I guess, or when Google crawls through and actually sends and wants to actually send for your SEO, it's going to be missing things, and so it might not rank you as high. I want you to go to services right here, because right here you've got your category and services, and you guys can find it that you're going to be, real estate, a real estate, professional, because you can actually, I would probably put 2 or 3 categories in there. I wouldn't go too much. I'd go real estate services, real estate agency, real estate agent. You can put a couple of them, and then you can actually, come in and put in here. It actually gives you a bunch of things that you can do, and it gives you things like, first-time home buyers, real estate development, real estate. These are all kind of canned ones that you can actually, just choose and click. But ones that you kind of want to do now, again, if you're not a top producing agent, or, this is what, you're striving to be, we're all striving to be, best of or top real estate agent in Auburn. So these are kind of keywords and services that people are going to be searching for. If you actually, I get calls sorry guys, got more waiting room people coming in. I get calls on all the time saying that they are coming from Google. I always ask you guys, and I'll tell you one secret here in a second, because there's a beeping sound that when they call, then I know they're coming from Google, on that. And so but I say, how'd you find me? Now, if you were to go find a plumber or a real estate agent, what is a buyer and seller going to do? They're going to put real estate agent in Auburn. But do you think they're going to put real estate agent Auburn, or do you think they might got a little bit? Do I just want anyone? So they might put, like, hey, top realtor, top realtor in Nevada, top realtor in Fernley, Nevada, so they're going to want to work with somebody who is what, classifies them as a top producing agent. So kind of match this up with the keywords that you can kind of find. So, oh, got the bar office. So make sure you're editing your services right here, edit your profile. You can do this. Now, this is something we're going to talk about here on the photos. I'll kind of share that with you. Guys, this one right here is that you want to go in and put at least 100 photos. Could be small, short videos. I know the longer videos won't go through. You can put some short videos, long videos, that have, that may not be the best quality, but mostly short ones, because I think yesterday we were struggling downloading some larger ones. But put pictures. Now, if you go look at other pictures, see if I can put here. This is not there we go. Because I've got just pictures of houses, pictures of just anything and everything. So make sure you just load that up with pictures. It's real easy. If you're actually, it says add photos, you can find it several different places right here, adding photos, and you can add it to your page. But you want to add photo after photo, and that could just be a picture of homes. If you're a brand new agent and you want to drop a bunch of pictures of houses that we've recently sold in your office, just ask the agent next door and say, hey, do you mind if I just drop that picture on the website or on my Google page as just showing of visibility. You know, it's our responsibility, guys, to be visible. And if you don't come in here and drop a bunch of photos in here in your Google page, you're losing the opportunity to have the SOI or the SEO kind of jump and then have Google crawl through and then throw you to the top. So again, I know we have a bunch of people that just came in. We are recording this. We're actually, discussing claiming your Google page, getting your Google page, getting the postcard, so we can repeat that here shortly if you guys haven't done that yet. And now we're on our Google profile page, going into our Google profile page on that. I got the question here. All right, yes, SEO, thank you. Search engine optimization. Appreciate it, Jessica. Thank you for that. And that just reminds me that when you guys have conversations with your buyers and sellers and you're throwing out, TDS and SPQ and stuff like that, you might want to slow down a little bit and tell them what a TDS is and what an SPQ is. But so we can get wrong page. So we're right here. So, but I want you guys to realize here too, is that you can go in and actually check out your performance, which is kind of fun to kind of see if you want to know, wow, I wonder why that, maybe things are a little bit slower this week or this month or whatever it might be, but it actually kind of comes in. Again, guys, we are on streaming live here, which is this promise. It does pull up here, but it's just taking a little longer because we're on that. So it gives you your impressions. It gives how many phone calls actually were made, so it kind of gives me the phone calls, talks about, how many people looked up for my directions, 262 people looked up for that for this April to September. So website clicks, how many people actually came to my website and, came from that. So it's kind of fun to kind of see some of those performances and things. But I want you, this is kind of critical right here. Drop this one down because we're going to talk about this too. This is actually something quite fun. This is a newer thing that I did not see that I want to share with you. But if you ask for reviews right here, which is nice, guess what, guys? It gives you a beautiful little template right here that actually just, you click this little guy and it will copy the link and go put this into what we've been talking about, asking for reviews, because it immediately just goes, if they click on that, it goes right to your square box. It's got the star ratings where they can fill in the 5 stars and they can give a review straight up and without having to go click somewhere and you going finding that link. So they provide the link and I like it a lot better because it just goes straight there. So go to that review and go straight there. So I don't know if you guys have seen those Google pop-up cards that are happening. I actually ordered one last night, so I will let you know how that goes. On that, as far as utilizing that Google card and just my customer appreciation parties and just tapping their back of the phone, and it kind of goes straight to it as well. All right, so that was kind of cool and fun right there that I did not realize they gave us an affiliate link on there. So I do have somebody over there on that side. If you want to just remind you to mute, that would be fantastic and good. I want you guys to realize that there's things in here for bookings too. People don't realize this one as well. If you're sitting there and this is filling your complete page over there of your Google page when somebody comes, you can actually get started and put your custom link. I have this going into a booking schedule link on my website. So it goes right there that I can add another link. If you have Calendary, if you have whatever other calendar things you want it directly to, you're certainly welcome to do it too. But give them an opportunity to call. There are times where people don't even have their phone number or their website or anything in there. So give them an opportunity to go in here, utilize what we actually have on our Google business page and do that as well. So that's kind of what I want to show you right there, because you can actually get reviews on the permanent create offer. Okay, that's good. Let's see. I'm going to just go back to this one. All right. So we talked about categories and services. Make sure that you just, don't go crazy with them. Don't put like 1,000 of them in there because that might show up as kind of spammy. So just put, on categories, maybe 15, less than 20 categories, services, but categories, you only want 2 or 3. So just put 2 or 3, because Google, if you're all of a sudden now saying I'm doing property management and this and this and this and that, then it's going to confuse Google of what you really do. So just keep it real simple, real estate agent, we talked about real estate agency, real estate agent, agent services, but then do a little bit more of describing what the services are in the services on that. We talked about, that's real slow, going through, adding more of those. Talked about going to getting reviews. If you guys want to take a quick picture of this, here's a real simple, review, just asking for a review. I'm a big fan of asking for some big things down here on situations that I helped you with. As I shared that, we got some new people. I don't really want that Eric was really good, choose Eric to be his real estate agent. That doesn't do me, I mean, it does. It gives me an extra review, and I appreciate my clients who do that, but I want to be very specific with them, and I want to share with them and say, I need to tell me about the service and the situation I helped you with. I helped sell your mother's home. I helped sell your deceased father's home. I helped getting through a difficult time in your life of whatever it might be, divorce, if they want to share that or not. But I want the situation so it actually relates to other people. I want to let them know that I want the location. So I want to say, if they say, Eric, help me sell my property or buy a home in Lake of the Pines or in Auburn, because then what happens is that you go back and you respond back to that review and say, thank you so much for allowing me to be your real estate agent in Lake of the Pines. And so you're matching these up. So Google will see these keywords and this SEO stuff that will actually pop in there. So location, quality, customer service, turnaround time. If you actually felt that you didn't get the good price, maybe you just backspace this and don't put that. But if you got a way over asking price, then I would throw that in there so that maybe they might see that and then comment on that as well. And then you drop in your link that you had there as well. All right. So Google reviews, great. Ask for reviews. There's your own personal link. So you can ask for it there. You can ask, there's several different places that you can kind of find it. All right, guys, now let's get into some fun stuff of Map Pack. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Map Pack, but do you guys ever wonder like how these, like if you Google right now, and Jessica could Google right now and just put, real estate agents in Auburn, and how these people get to the very top, and they're in the top 3 or right in the very front section. And it rotates through. There is a little bit of money that you are putting into this. So I want to make sure that you guys realize that. And you can totally shrink that. You can add on to it. And I'm going to share a couple of things here, what you can do. But there are the sponsored people like Zillow and Realtor.com that are right below this, that when you pop up, Realtor in Auburn, these 3 people popped up. And the interesting part is that these 2 people on the left, I have no idea who they are. And Jessica Fitzu, maybe you don't even know who they are, but I have no idea who they are. And then I was looking them up, and they're like from like Roseville and Sacramento. So somehow that Google picked them up, that they service Auburn because they went into one of their areas and they service Auburn. So that is, I'm going to show you basically how to get Google screened and actually be raised to the top by just a little bit of money. And I'm going to show you how to control that as well. So then you actually will pop up here when somebody puts in Realtor in Auburn, and you get your rotation of one of the top 3 people up in here. Basically, what you got to do is you got to go to Google Ads, and it's like, you can just put Google Ads, service. You have to create an account is what you have to do. Let me see if I can get this bigger here. That's probably one of my next ones. Next one. Right here. So you go to Google Ads, and you just click on the local service ads. But before you click on that, if you want to know what cost, and so this is kind of cool, they put a little category in here. Let's see if my bandwidth could actually do this kind of quickly. It's working, but slow. So you can actually come in and say, you know what, this is going to kind of be fun, but you want to say 9595602. Let's say you are a zip code that you work, and I want to say, how many leads you want. Now you're going to kind of laugh when you say, well, of course, I want as many leads as I can get. So I want like 100 leads, but this is going to probably not be at most people's budgets. And let's say you do that, and you just go, sorry guys, it is really slow. And I'm going to put real estate here. Oh, it does not go down. Go down. Go down. Okay, slower now. I went too fast. Real estate agent. And then it's going to give you the estimated budget, which is going to be like $10,000 or something crazy. Only 2,000. That's not bad. So we can handle that, right? So, but if you want to like say, I want 10 leads a month or something, then you can actually see the estimate and say, okay, I can kind of go with that. So it kind of gives you this kind of fun kind of budgetary. Most of these leads are going to probably be about, $25 to $35 a nice conversation. And they are, and I've actually sold houses and they are great. You have to realize that some people are going to call through and Google's going to charge you, and sometimes they're not going to charge you. Depends if you pick up the phone. And I hear you can actually go back and say, please don't charge me on this. I'm going to make a call today because I had a couple salespeople call and I had a conversation with a salesperson and then they charged me. It's like, well, why, that's not fair. So I got to figure that one out. And there's a couple things that's, new, but I just kind of discovered that this week, that I have the right to an opportunity to actually dispute some things. So that's what I want to do. So let's see, I'm going to go back to, so you go create this, Google, go too far. There it is. A Google account, which I don't know if I probably already have it the next one, so I don't need to do that. So, and it goes into basically, clicking too many buttons. It kind of goes into basically this. It gives you a Google Ads campaign. Now, you got to realize that there's pay per click, which is a bunch of impressions and a bunch of stuff that you guys have campaigns that you can do. And then there is the campaign that we're talking about, not a campaign, but a Google screening you to be the top. So you can actually come in and actually see your phone calls that came in and everything of that nature as well. So you got to get the Google Ads account, which is important. And then you got it like screen. And that's when, remember that slide I showed earlier? And I apologize. I think that I'm going to move this slide back down here because this slide is for Google verification. So this is this right here is to get verified. This is what they want. So basically what was happening, and the reason why that Google actually went to this platform here to get people to the top and to actually verify people is as people were just creating businesses all over the place. I don't know, making fake addresses, whatever, real estate agents, and then they were, just selling the leads to people. So then they really wanted to get verified, and that's where they went on the screen where they wanted you to get the business check, owner check, personal check, to actually see that you actually have your license and your address is going to that location. And there is, most of the states, actually, there's no state that, are states that actually have a background check, but I was noticing that in the 5 states that our companies are, if you've got people from Montana and stuff here, you don't need to be like verified as far as like a background check. It's just basically these items right here. So then, then it actually basically, then you're Google screened, and that Google screen basically gives you the opportunity. As soon as you do, it takes maybe about a week or so, and then it gets you up to the very top. So then you are sitting right there as they search, and you can actually squeeze that budget. I know I kind of shared some things about the cost of the 10 leads. You can actually say, I only want it to be so much. You can like target down. I have mine at $500 a month is what I have mine at, and I can increase it. Most of mine, it could be $75 to $250 is kind of what my monthly, I was looking at my expenses the other day. And so there's a lot of expenses that I don't look at. And I always ask Jessica, where'd that expense come from? But it's my doing that I just, we fill in something a long time ago. And we don't really know what we're doing, but just budget that. All right. All right. So that is the one. So you can actually rank there. It can be on the map pack, be in the top 3. That's called Google Screened. And I'm surprised that not a lot of agents are doing that, because if you put, your top agent, blah, 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 go do it. Go do it right now on your computer. If you want to open up another one and to see who the 3 people that are popping up on Google Screened, and then they got verified. So it doesn't cost anything to do it. I don't think. Something all of a sudden it just triggered me a $35 fee. So there might be a small little fee to do that, but you can check in it. All right, visibility. Show that you are the location expert. And I wanted to show this, and I know we talked about video and stuff. These are the videos that I need you guys to create. I need you to create a like why pick me kind of video. I need you to create a kind of like if you were to use me to buying and selling, a video asking for the business of buying and selling. And I need you guys to create a listing video, and I need you to create a video of like an area video. And people, I was kind of reading some research the last couple of weeks about how often do you need to redo these videos. Well, there was one video here. If you open up the Lake of the Pines one, boy, I look really young. So, it just depends. It depends, I guess, how young you look. This is really cute. I'm going to embarrass Tony. He's not on here today. But this is, I found this yesterday when I purchased the Century 21 franchise from Tony back in 2009, I think. And so you can see the little picture that I have right here. It's cute. But you see Tony's picture? Well, guess what, you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, Tony is using that same picture today. So so anyway, if you change your looks, maybe you want to change the video. So people were telling me that about every 2 years, you want to do it like a new video. I'm leaving these up. You can see it's 4,000 people, 3,000 views on some of these. And the funny part is that some of these are really nice aerial videos. I am redoing some new ones, but they've been 6 years ago and they're still there. You're not going to take them down. Let them ride. But like this one over here on this little video right here, I literally was in between clients in Grass Valley, shot my windshield wipers, cleaned my windshield, hit it across, and just, hit the phone up here. Of course, I'm driving, hands on steering wheel, and just kind of like recorded it right here and just drove down the city and says, oh, here's the new performing arts thing. Here's one of my favorite restaurants over here on the right. And then just drove down. Literally, it was like a 30-second video. And you look at, there's like, it's a little small for me, but what is that? 8,000 views just driving through the town. So if you have, these are important videos of like, why choose me? And list with me, buy with me, a video of some type of listing, and an area video of where you're at. Now I'm going a little bit deeper. I'm doing micro neighborhoods and getting a little bit deeper on that, and then pushing those out a little bit different, like we've shared in some of the other classes and things that we've done it before. So if you put those videos in, because you can see when I actually like search this girl from Tennessee, when I put her, yes, her Google, some of her stuff on her Google page isn't superbly great, but look what she's got. These videos popped up, so she's got her videos already of, now are they, they're newer. That's good. People's life, 5 goals. And so she's got videos. So you want that. And we're going to kind of share a couple more little secrets here in just a moment in regards to some fun things as well. All right. So let's go into this stuff here as well on the SEO. And I want you guys to go through, most of you should have your website with the new company website. Some of you guys might be working on your website. Some of you guys might still have a website that you guys had that you love, that you're using before you, even the new website even came out, and you don't want to switch. Yeah, you got 2 websites, but whatever it might be, this is what you need to make sure. And there's like title tags. And so Google kind of looks for, if I like had a real estate agent in Auburn, or Eric Hatch Realtor Auburn, or whatever that you want, and Google actually searching, or people are actually like, it's finding who the realtor is in Auburn, and your taglines on your website. So I'm letting on the tag title, or the title tags up on top of your website, if it just says, welcome to the Foothills, which mine actually says, that doesn't really relate to the business name. And so Google and the SEO are looking for kind of some matching of your large title tags of each of your pages. So like we all have, why list with us? So I need to go back, and from learning this week, because I need to learn and change and say, why list with us? I need to put more detailed about the area. Why list with us in Auburn, California? You're making more detail on that. So then Google and SEO will pick that up and actually will rise you to the top, that they're finding that page. All titles on each page needs to have more details. There's NAP, which is the name, address, and phone, on each page, so people can find you. There was something that I was looking at the other day that I noticed that I didn't have a phone number on one of my pages, like it wasn't even there. And then also to rich markup. And this is actually taking pictures. You guys have probably already gone, if you search for something and you're searching for something and a little picture kind of pops up and you're like, I wonder what that picture is. Or if you go over to, I think I already erased the page, but if you go to Google Photos, and you actually are going and copying and pasting like photos, like I can, all these cute little photos that I've been getting from things, but these photos are actually linked in with geotagging coordinates of your office, or linked in with metadata that are built into these photos. So get a little bit more technical on the pictures and things that you put in there. So then if somebody actually does search for top realtor in Auburn, well, guess what might pop up? My video that I have of my seller, that is actually my testimonial seller, has in the meta tags in there of top real estate agent in Auburn. So then you actually can, it will pick those. So then instead of them getting a website, maybe they might go to a video, because you guys, we are so into a video society right now that it's crazy. I'd rather watch a video than read a book. I'll tell you that right now. So, you know, seeing a video pop up that might catch your attention versus somebody else's name. So you're basically utilizing anything and everything that we can. I know, Rich, you know, on that with the rich markup with your pictures and your metadata to give you more SEO traffic that's going to pull and bring you up to the top of Google rankings. All right. Yep, there's the picture. Okay, linking, citation, and I think this might be our last one here, but citation and backlinking. This is real fun that I want you guys to realize, and I actually did another one yesterday because I wasn't on one. Let me see if I can go, like if you just went to, like if I just searched Eric Hatch Real Estate, just typed in this pops up, you know, of your Google stuff that popped up. Now, of course, keep in mind that if you guys search Eric Hatch Real Estate, this business stuff isn't going to pop up because this is just for you. So, but you know, obviously this is going to pop up if they actually search that. But I want to share with what you actually already see what this is when it comes into the citations and citations, is that the citation, what that means is that making sure that you have all your social media and other important big standing companies that tied in to the same thing, where you actually have the same name, the same bio, the same information is kind of cross pollinating, let's say, of everything. So if you put in your name and all these don't show up, then you need to go create something. Everybody's got a free realtor.com. You know, everybody has a free opportunity. You got a free Zillow. You know, maybe you're not on LinkedIn 24/7, but you know, you've got to have one. There's Rate My Agent, there's LoopNet, there's YouTube, there's Yelp. And then one that was not on here was that I went to do was BBB, which is the Business Better Bureau, that I didn't see on there. And so the coach that I was on this week mentioned that that would be something important to do. So you can see that these are all kind of some other, there's also a Hatch Realty, which isn't me, but this is somebody else back east. So in North Dakota. All right. So you can see that you're actually seeing that these are citations on here. And so I want to share with you, and I don't know if I've got this here. Do I have that link? If you actually Google, let me think about what that was. And on the back linking, which was really fun, is you can actually go in, and I thought this was a brilliant idea, is Google, if you can actually go and actually put some linking in your website and have some other websites, actually some nonprofits and stuff, because if you actually Google, you know, sponsorship, like if you Google Auburn, California, you know, nonprofit sponsorships. Auburn, California's nonprofit sponsorship. So Chico's nonprofit sponsorships. And if you go in there and actually look at that, and some of them are free and some of them actually are $100, you can be a certain different sponsor, and you can, because guys, I give money to Women of Worth. I give money to, what's the other ones we do? I give money to a lot of people. But what would be nice if there was some sponsorship, which I've never really looked at, that you probably could go on their website and ask them to put a link. And some of them do have free links that you can actually sponsor back to your web page. And so now you're doing this linking back and forth. And so I loved it too, that you can, if you sold a plumber, let's say I've sold a plumber and my contractor's information, and they give me a review, I'm going to post my review on there. And I'm going to put a hyperlink right there, of a word hyperlink inside the review, going back to their business or going back to their website, you know. And so that gave me the idea this morning to actually totally take my complete vendor list, which people always ask. You guys should always have your vendor list. Remember, we talked about the core 100 in a couple meetings ago, and so have that list and take that list now and actually put them on your web page and have a designated web page for your vendor list, and then actually put hyperlinks to all their websites. So then you're helping them out, because now Google's going to see that, wow, that Eric Hatcher or Kim's website is really important because they're in these other nonprofit websites and they're actually coming through. The 2 or 3 that I looked at yesterday on the nonprofits were like $100, $50 sponsor. And so you can sponsor them and then maybe drop in a hyperlink to your website over there as a sponsor is what you want to do. So does that make sense? So you're basically having these, you know, making sure all of your social media stuff and citations are good, and then having some back linking to both forward and backwards. So I know that's kind of a lot. I think that might have been it, actually. Yep, that was it. So I'm gonna just pause it right there, ask questions, and I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I'll come back to that. I'm going to stop the recording. So